With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah. One of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. And now, host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah street circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Ayrton Senna lines up on pole position, and Matias Zagazeta completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Massa, Michael Schumacher, and Crawford, Barnard, Leclerc, Norris, and Franco Colapinto, O'Sullivan, Martins, Aiden Jackson, and Maloney, Tramnitz, Albon, Ollie Behrman, and Isaac Hadja, Fittipaldi, Soloff, Verschoor, and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves, big excitement, what?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Crofty. It's probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation. And you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong? And how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
Well, they were clearly at one with their car today, Crofty, out there. New regulations, of course, for this season. And you can tell that they've done their homework. They've studied, they've put probably a lot of time in the simulator, worked well with their engineer. And, I mean, they were absolute joy to watch out there today. They really were.
From lights out to the checkered flag, this is what they're racing for. It's points and a trip to the podium. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next. Welcome back, everybody. We're here in Canada at the wonderful Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Who's going to come out fastest of all in the next hour? Yes, it's time for qualifying.
Here's a quick position rundown for you. The top 5 are the fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 09.0. Senna, Russell, Norris, Jackson and Schumacher. I'm afraid we've dropped to P22. They're sitting in 7th. Right, their best lap, 1:10.0. Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are, okay, so the current fastest lap, 1 minute 09.0. Senna, Russell and Norris. And we're in front of Jackson, Schumacher and Massa.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. Montreal is not only the second largest French-speaking city in the world, but it's home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. The name Villeneuve looms large over this one, but who can write their own legends today? It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Ayrton Senna yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Michael Schumacher, Russell, Aiden Jackson, and Zagazeta, Hadja, Leclerc, Behrman, and Zane Maloney, Lawson, Martins, Tim Tramnitz, and Albon, Crawford, Soloff, Felipe Massa, and Zach O'Sullivan, Fittipaldi, Barnard, Colapinto, and Richard Verschoor rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for Lights Out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. What a track this is, and what a challenge for the drivers this weekend. Long straights, heavy braking zones, and a very green surface to start with.
All about the braking, all about firing your car over the curbs, the way you have to dance the car over the curbs, particularly in turn 3 and turn 4, close to the barriers on the right-hand side. Wall of champions as well, waiting for you right at the end of the lap.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
And this is an emotional moment as the crowd rise once more to congratulate your winner, Ayrton Senna.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Hey, Chief. We have a part or two ready for development because they finished research. Let's get that in motion, shall we? Head to engineering for more info. Chief, I must remind you that we have parts fully researched that are waiting for development. Let's get that performance on the car.
High up in the mountains here at Spielberg, it's time for qualifying on what will be the fastest laps of the season. Stand by for qualifying at the Austrian Grand Prix.
Down to P22.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. Welcome from the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, just edging out Alex Albon, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Colapinto, Crawford, Michael Schumacher, and Maloney, Martins, Hadja, Massa, and Tim Tramnitz. Russell, Lawson, Enzo Fittipaldi, and Senna. For sure, Jackson, Lando Norris, and Taylor Barnard. Zagazeta, Behrman, Soloff, and Zach O'Sullivan rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. So much to talk about on what is such a short lap. It's the fastest lap times of the season, but that doesn't mean it's not a...
Back of the grid's not what we're aiming for. See if you can make up a few places at the start. don't have the data for that, I'm afraid. Okay, DRS is now available. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. We've got a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds a lap. Really good stuff. Bodywork's taken a few scrapes. Try not to make it any worse, please. The underbody's incurred critical damage at this point. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap. Okay, you've got front wing damage. This will have a major impact on performance unless you box for a new one. Okay, I've got a brand new race strategy on your MFD if you want to go and check it out. Understood, copy that. Franco's in the pits. Franco is in the pits. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Nice move, good job. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Right, a gap to the teammate ahead of us, 11.1 seconds. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 1.5 seconds. Tyre condition still looking good. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, the safety car is out. Safety car is out. We need to form up at reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap. Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. Okay, you've taken damage to the side pods, expect to feel a little bit more drag than normal. The underbody's taken some damage, expect some significant impact to performance, I'm afraid. Systems all looking good, head down. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And it's another great day to add to so many more. A win for the legend that is Michael Schumacher.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Sorry to disturb. Need you for a moment, please, boss? Hey, Chief. We've got multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.